thank you for connecting with me. Our topic today, which is the 5 keys to open your psychic abilities. So, meanwhile, if you have any questions, you can type in the comments. I want to share my experience and how to develop or deepen your spiritual gift or psychic ability, right? So, our psychic abilities, we are actually all nature born with some certain abilities, just like not everyone is aware of. So if you paying attention to the babies or little child, they especially now we have this high vibration in the planetary level, and lots of young kids, young children, they're actually very psychic. Sometimes they can hear something that probably adults not able to hear, and sometimes they might be able to see, and even sometimes you will find some younger children, they are talking to air. But they have more wide range of receiver with which they can sense, or they can see, or they can hear. So that's why they're communicating with different energy beings. We are actually all like a radio station, because we're all, as energy being, we're always receiving and broadcast information. And then normally we are, when you're more opening out, you are actually more aware. And sometimes people, even they are doing it, they are not realize until they really paying attention, and they start to see, oh, this is actually happening. So normally we receive our information through our 5 senses, 6 different senses. It can be through the hearing, from the taste, from the visual, or from the inner knowing. So that's why you can say sometimes people say they are clairvoyant, or clairsentient, clairaudience, or claircognitive. There are different ways of describing these abilities. So with these, once people they develop their sensibility in these areas, so they can start going to use these senses as tools. So you can hear, people, they do astral projection, and this is very common because normally when we go to sleep, most of us, we go in astral projection. It's like our energy body is actually leaving, our astral body is actually leaving our physical body, and we're going to different dimensions. So that's why you have dreams, because you go to the different realm and you have interaction with different beings. So that's why people sometimes they can remember the dreams, or sometimes when people are doing meditation, they're able to experience. I feel like they are dreaming, but they are so aware of themselves, but they feel like they are not in the body, and then they can experience different sort of things during they are doing the meditation. And so another one, I'm giving a few examples, like how people, it's an application. Once you have these abilities, how you use them. So another one is automatic writing. So it happens, I think most of us actually, we are more or less using it. It's just like most of the time people are not aware of it, because we might getting the information from different aspects of yourself, and sometimes because we don't really identify, because sometimes you just certainly you have a message or idea coming up, it's just coming out of nowhere. So we are actually receiving information without realizing it. So sometimes it's good to keep the notes, or you can do some diary, and whatever you feel like information or you're receiving, you can just write it down. Or you can do sort of tuning in, and then choose a time where you sitting quietly, or you can do after meditation, and then you can ask a question, and then whatever is coming out, the message come to you, you can write it down. And in the end, I will show you the 5 keys, the very important elements to open up your psychic ability, or to find out how to discover, how to deepen these abilities. And another one is energy, you can say energy medicine or energy healing. It's very broad term because it's very hard to define, because everyone tagging for these, we call energy healers, they are tapping into different energy frequency vibration, and everyone they have their own modality, techniques. That's why it's very important. We all have that. And before I did some quantum, quantum touch. It's the most simple way to deliver, because what they do is they do breathing, and then you can feel the energy flow. And just with your intention, is actually do some basic healing. And everyone always have a starting point, and then later on, people will develop different. Once you start to raise your vibration, then you develop maybe your own, or you can variation from whatever you learn. So this is more like explore. You can always explore what you like to go deeper. So if you have any questions, you can also type in the chat, and I will get back to you about all this area. And levitation is another one we heard from the story, like people, especially if you a novel of like a China Kung Fu, they have lots of like a master or something, they can do levitation after many years of practicing. And so this is one of them. So another one is mediumship, or you call channeling. So this is the most popular, most common that people they explore, and that's why lots of people that go for reading, they actually go to the people doing mediumship or channeling. This is a part you can have lots of discussion, because I don't know now, but most of the time people they tend to connect with the loved ones, which is understandable, because they still miss their loved one. They want to communicate with them. That's why they go through the mediumship and channeling. But I would say, if you really want to develop your psychic ability or spiritual gift, I would recommend you, which I'll mention later, like you really raise your vibration and even go beyond this matrix. And the information you receive is more pure. It's like like without contamination, and you will feel the difference, which I'll talk about it a bit later. So it's really depending on the individual, like which area you want to explore. But I would say from the beginner to start with, try to connect with higher vibration as possible, because low vibration sometimes you don't know where it's leading you to, and it might open up something that you don't know how to handle. So that's why it's very important, which I'll mention later when we talk about the 5 keys. Very important area before you really want to develop your psychic ability. And then remote viewing. So remote viewing is not that hard, but it's just the preparation you need to do is more important than doing the remote viewing itself. Because when we do remote viewing, sometimes you don't know what realm you go into, and you need to know, you need to protect yourself. Make sure you know how to protect yourself, because you don't want to get backfired. So remote viewing is more like your inner vision, and then of course there's some technique you can, there are some people they showing you how to do, and everyone they have their own different ways. So basically remote viewing is more like you want to, it's similar to like a time traveling, because it's just a matter of focus technique, you know. So this is people, they want to explore, but just you need to get ready to do that, and which I'll talk about the 5 keys, which is also related. And another common gift is psychic ability is telepathy. You know, it's like sometimes you're sending out an intention, and then you say you're thinking about someone, and then someone will call you or message you, like literally after 1 or 2 minutes or just seconds after that. So it's actually you delivering, you're sending out all these messages, and then you know, and then whoever matching the frequency vibration is, you know, receiving, and then they get back to you, right? So this is very brief, just general idea about, you know, all what are these psychic abilities, and then now I'm going to deeper, like how we can open, you know, use what are the keys and to open your psychic abilities. So before that, I will just briefly talk about how it works from my understanding, and it's very hard to give you all, you know, describe in the energy so abstract, but I try to give you some visuals so you can have a bit of understanding. So imagine this is so imagine this is our energy field, and you can call it Merkaba or Taurus field. You know, people have different, you can have different names. And if this is our energy field, and if we have a human body here, you know, there's a human, you know, your human body, we have different layers of energy. We have astral body, emotional body, mental body, etheric body. And actually you will find every cells in our body all are receivers. You know, we can, it's not only through certain organ, because if you see from some documentary, they have do the experiment. They actually training young kids. They can see a word when they put a letter wrapped in the paper, and then use their hand to feel it. They can actually see the word. Or you put in the ear. So it's actually not limited to certain organ to able to receive. It's all about every cell actually have the ability. It's just like how sensibility, you know, how you open up, and it's like the receiver and transmitter, you know, like how you open up, you're receiving these messages. So all the information, all these, you know, they are, you can see as energy, frequency, and vibration. So as the energy being, we receiving information all the time. It's like a radio station. So in our surrounding, it's like an internet network. You know, think about if you are a computer, and then all around you have all different, you know, energy, frequency, vibration. So whatever you type, it's like when you try to anchor something, and then you tune in your radio station, and then you start to connecting with that field. And that's how that works. So in the physical reality, that's why when we dial the phone call is actually, you know, we connect to the same frequency, and through that we actually can have our sound wave. We can actually hear that. So this is a physical reality. And on the psychic ability is actually is wider range, more than physical. We're able to normal people range, we can say that. Yeah. So we are all born like a baby. We are fully, as a baby, the baby is fully connected with the source. So when they are born, they are so connected. They can. That's why sometimes in the middle of the night, the baby can suddenly cry or shock. They might, you know, get interference, or they heard something. They're so sensitive, and that might be, you know, sometimes shocking or disturbance from the energetic, that's why sometimes baby would have that reaction. But then as we going older and older, even our macabre start to accumulate, you can say energy slash, and sometimes we already carrying with us. When we come here, we come with the energy baggage, you can say. Something we need to work with for this lifetime. So we carry certain thing already in our energy field. And that's why, you can have this. So all these blockages is actually preventing us from receiving the information. So as we grow older, because we're not clearing our energy regularly, and then you start generating more, like people have a lot of thoughts, and then because we go to so many different places and energetically, you might get more slash, you can say energy slash in the astral body, and we can creating millions of thoughts every day, all the time, and in your mental body is also emotional body is creating a lot of energy, you can say energy trade in your field. So these are more like the when you try to connect, and there are lots of when you're sending out signal, but in between you have a lot of interference, and that's why the information you try to receive is not, you feel like that it's being diluted, it's being interfered. That's why and slowly people just lost it. But there are also some people, they are already very strong, they already have very strong antenna, and they've been practicing since their childhood, and that's why these people, they can still maintain. So that's why I want to say is the first key for people you really want to, because I have many people asking me in the post, they're asking what's my psychic ability. It's actually we all have it. It's just how much blockages we carry with us, and then from there, so the first key to open your psychic ability is to clear the blockages. As I said, we are all you need to, if you have a radio and it's all dusted, how do you expect you will have a good reception, right? So the same thing in our energy field, we need to clear the energy field, so make it pure, and that's why it's easier for you to connect to whatever you want to connect. So it's very important. So that's why you can start working with clearing your blockages, and in your macabre, your energy field, even your chakra. All these, maybe in the future I can talk a little bit more in details. But we also have some, recordings that you can, which I'll talk about it when we go to that part. So this is clear blockage is very important, and because even for myself, I also did have to. I've been developing, try to do stuff with energy healing transmission, and then I try to refine myself and the ability, because you feel like you want to get into deeper, receiving more information, and I feel like it really makes big difference when you start to clearing your energy field, and then the blockages start opening up. And you really have to go deeper clearing, which you can also clear your cash, or just clearing all these energy bodies to start with. So that's the first key. And the second key is to raise your vibration. So once it's go hand in hand, because once you clear out all this discordant energy or stuck energy, the slash in your energy system, you already feel lighter. And now, when you start feel lighter, then you can start to build up, raise your vibration. The reason why it's very important is because when we do, all this psychic ability is actually it's just ways to use our extra senses, like ultra senses, and with that we use for different purpose. We're getting information with different ways. Raise of vibration, we have in the Tesla coaching, we offer lots of recording. These are actually help you to raise the vibration. This is one way to do it. And of course, if you can find a way to raise a vibration, whatever is drawn to you. But what the difference, what we're offering is the energy we take into is not in the contaminated cosmos. So that means a lot of time when people they try to channel, they might come up with some low vibration beings, and then they feeding you vibration. Feeding you information, which is in return you have to pay something in return. That's why that's very sad. A lot of people they're using this connection to make it like a living tool, but a lot of mediumship or psychic they don't know. It's actually kind of soul contract, to certain beings, because they do certain exchange. Of course, they're feeding you information, but then it ended up like they are not growing. You receive. It's very important when you receive the information. Is help you to grow. It's not to of course we're all curious. We want to know more of this and that, and then people like to play with their psychic ability, but in the end of the day, don't lose the, don't lose the pot. It's very important, because what's the main, it's like a byproduct. When we raise a vibration, we actually, the psychic ability or spiritual gift will deepen and wider, open up more and more. So don't, I don't encourage people just doing for the sake of it, and people get lost because they just want to use that as a tool to make a living. Of course, sometimes they have that need, but at the end of the day, you actually make your own journey, ascension journey, on hold. So it's in the individual, you decide if that's worth doing it. So it's very important to raise the vibration and what you're tapping into. And then we have, in this, on the website, the link, there's like a connect to your super consciousness. That's the starting point. That recording is raising up your vibration to connect with your super consciousness. So in there, you won't get attacked by low vibrational being, because I've seen a lot, like people they might get possessed, with like entities, and they don't know how to get rid of them. So why do you want to go there, connect to the low vibration? Because it's the easiest to get, but it's actually you expose yourself in that situation that you don't know how to handle. That's why it's important to connect to high pure energy frequency vibration. It's more like your protection already. So from there you can explore, and then do more, go deeper and deeper. So that's the second key, is to raise the vibration. And the third key is about the techniques. So there are many different techniques. You can find so many people offering, and there's no really right or wrong, as long as it's like ways helping you to getting into that status. So you just go with whatever drawn to you, you feel comfortable with. And to start with, you can start with copying, like following certain teacher that tell you certain ways to do it, and then slowly you will develop some technique of your own, or you can feel like you can just you'll figure out a way, the easiest way for you to do it. And here I really want to say, I really recommend for people you want to anchor your energy and to establish yourself. The easiest way, the best way is to go to the website, there is a Tesla Tower activation. It's really good to helping you, especially if you want to develop your spiritual gift or your psychic ability, because it's actually the Tesla Tower is an energy, it's like a receiver and broadcaster. And because think about this, we human body as a computer hardware, and then whatever is running is the software. It's like an energy grid, right? So this Tesla Tower activation is actually, it's like a software, but it's not within this matrix. So it's like a basically connect to electromagnetic field and like a scalar wave. It's organic, it's not contaminated. So it's like when you download that, you have connect to that energy field. It's also kind of protection to you, and then it also raises a vibration, and you can use some technique that Nikola Tesla is showing. He passed on this message to Mima, and it's in the recording. You can get some, and I can share more, some maybe not mention the recording, but I will share in the, in the future if I, whatever I got, I can share. So with the Tesla Tower, it also can function as an amplifier, and you can use as your shielding, like energy protection. So this is where, because we're still in this reality, it's kind of still matrixy. So for us to function, we still get some different, I don't know, different energy beings in our energy field. And that's why it's so, my personal experience really helped me to anchor more about tapping into higher energy, and it's also kind of protection. It's all serving the purpose. And you so, especially when you need some inspiration, like you're doing meditation, and you can actually feel like your energy feels like antennas, actually feel the connection with the fields. And all the recording in this website, according to connect to, they are actually, what they do in the recording is actually, for example, we have water cache, the recording. So if we have, there are different fields. Sometimes it's all in the website, you can check it out. So for each recording, when certain cosmos field, they come to support, and then when through Mira's voice, we do some activation. You are actually establishing, you bring all this energy field. It's more like have the connection to your energy, like your Merkaba. So next time when you it's more like the connection, the connection. So it's like when you do on the internet and you do some search, and if you already searched before, so next time when you want to search, it's already easier because the more often you connect, the easier you establish. So it works like that. So all these cosmos field, they are very, they're very happy to help humanity, and that's why all these recording actually are helping you to have connection with them. So when you when you anchor your energy in all this cosmos field more and more, and you will realize you will have more like information or whatever, they coming to you. And especially for me, in the past few weeks, past few months, I have like a big jump, because of course, you need to work on yourself. Even I share information doesn't mean I stop growing. And it's very important, whoever, you follow their work. Very important is to see if they're still growing, they're still moving forward. Because I'm not into say anyone, but in general, I've seen lots of people when maybe they reach certain level and they start to share. Of course, they come out of their passion, but then they become so busy, then they become their journey on hold. They become running a lot of classes, but they don't grow themselves. But with now, the energy now is actually pushing you to move forward. So I would say, the growth I have since early this year, in the past few months, I grow so much. I don't know if you pay attention, you will notice. If you see the video I made before last year, or I can't even dare to talk like this live. Just for me, I don't know what to say. I'm like, yeah, sometimes I will still have that, but now I feel like more confident, and I don't need to. I don't need to read the script. Before early, I had to write a script and I had to re-editing. It's like full on. But now I just have to connect, and all this information will, it will come to you, and then you just sort of organize what to say, and I just come out like that. So this is all it will show, when you put effort. Which I'll take, which is the next one, the fourth key of developing your psychic ability is actually you need to practice and be persistent. And of course, at the beginning, it's not that easy. You get frustration. You feel like, oh, why is not happening? Why is not happening? But for example, for myself, I have. A lot of time people have the blockage is actually they don't trust out. It's actually they don't they feel like, oh no, they create the blockages themselves. They feel, oh, why I can't do it. You already deny it. You need to open up, and then this is actually the fifth key. To trust yourself and trust the source connecting to you, because before I didn't realize I was already receiving kind of channel, you can say, already receiving message, especially when I do work. And I didn't realize, because I thought, oh, I never really get to know channeling, like some people, they can really do channeling. And I didn't I'm actually doing it, and I thought, oh, I need to, I want to be like certain people do the way what they're doing, this and that. But then once you have to remove the blockage that you actually build up for yourself, and then you just realize, oh, you're actually doing it. You just have to trust yourself, and sometimes you need a trigger, because sometimes you don't feel comfortable, confident. Be confident is also important, and that's why you can go to whoever have lots of experience, and you can learn from how they're doing it, and then often you will realize, oh, actually I'm already doing it. It's just like I didn't realize that's actually how they do it. So this is when you practice, and then you get to know more, and you just have to raise your senses, like your sensibility. So observe yourself, like you can listen to more, or you can see more, or sometimes we blocking ourselves, we actually seeing it. I used to have like a meditation or healing session, I can't remember, and I was asking for whoever is doing interaction with me. I said, and then I asked him for feedback. I said, no, I can't feel anything. Very hot. I can't feel anything. You feel hot. This is what you feel. But people, they will brush it away. No, I don't see anything. I can't see anything. I see some very short image, like a flip of some image, and then no, I don't see anything. But they actually see, but they deny it. So, and also like people, they already tell themselves like, oh, I don't feel anything. I don't feel anything. But it's more like your ego mind, or that it's kind of blockage in a way that you're blocking yourself. So you have to really let go of that. When that voice coming up, you just have to relax, just you can use some technique, or maybe later we can talk a little bit more. It's already like 40 minutes already. So Basically, these are the way you can do it. Like these are the key, and according my personal experience, all this in combination, you need your first of all clear your blockages, and then raise a vibration. It goes hand in hand, because once you remove the blockage, you raise a vibration already, because it's all these blockages actually stopping the flow. And then find a comfortable technique you feel comfortable with, and be persistent. And then sometimes you feel like it's not working, you just have a break, and then you do keep on working on your energetic level and this and that, or try different technique, and then come back again. Or you can find a group, play and practice together or something like that. You just have to relax, make it an enjoyable experience. You don't have to push it. Give yourself, don't create more blockage for yourself, because don't feel frustrated. You have to relax. When you frustrate, you're actually creating more blockage for yourself, because if I can see, you create this panicking, and then you actually lower down the vibration, because you want to connect. All this psychic ability is all about the energy, frequency, vibration match. And then when you connect to all these, fields, or like you want to connect, and then this when you start to, you have to trust yourself. When you hear something, before a lot of time I can hear like a voice, like talking, and I say, what is it? Normally I brush like, it's ego talking, I brush away. But then when I try to really sit down and then write it down, it's actually not. It's actually trying to, like, it can be your higher self, or like higher consciousness. They're trying to, I think, also lots of people ask me, who is my guy? How do I find my guy? And I would really recommend, you don't need many, you just need one, which is your higher self. That's enough. Because our higher self is always with us, all the time. Because with one higher self, we have parallel lives, and you come in a group. So one higher self is looking after a few souls. And then they are with us all the time, because we are the physical existence of the higher self. Through us, we experience, and the higher self is looking after us. So we all come with a script, we all come with our plan, we need to do this and that. And then the higher self, you have any requests, any obstacles, you just talk to your higher self, and then you can communicate. So I think automatic writing is really the easiest way to start with, because I was also before, I was asking, what's the easiest way, and I found is that you can try. So with that automatic writing, you just have to, as I said, the 5 keys. So you can have a shower, because every day when we go out, we can have lots of energy slush. And then when we have a shower, you can actually ask the water to do the clearing for you, energy field, and do some. And there's a activation in the recording is about the connect to the water consciousness. It's actually extending your antenna for the right frequency connection. So that's why it's all connected. That's why all this recording is not just activation. It can apply to be. It's very practical. It can help you so many ways. So this is one of them. When you want to develop your psychic ability, all this recording can help you to establish the connection, and you can feel safe, because they are free of contamination. They are not in this matrix, so you can feel more safe, when you connect it to these fields. Okay, so if there are any questions, you can put in the chat, and I think I've been talking a lot today. Yeah, that's a lot you can always share, and so basically these are the experience I have, and then yeah, as I said, you don't need many guides, or I know, I don't know, somehow in this spiritual community, I didn't say which one, but in general, from my observation, my personal observation, people like to connect with guides. But then it's actually, these guides are operating in this contaminated cosmos, most likely from my observation up to, So either you connect to your higher self or you connect to the source. This is the most simple way, the most safe way, and then you don't have to worry about, because we also know lots of examples. They might connect to the dark being, but they pretend to be light being, and then they get you, they have their own agenda. That's not with it. You need to be in certain level to tell. So if you want to play safe, just do as I suggested, all these keys, and then connect it to the energy frequency vibration that is free of contamination. And that's my suggestion. I will encourage you to like, subscribe, and share this video to whoever you think they will be helpful to your friends or your community. You can check the description section for the website, which you can link to the free activations. And I would suggest, if you don't know where to start, I would recommend Tesla Tower activation and super consciousness activation. And for the rest, you can just go with what's drawn to you. And I just should say, these recordings are free. All of them are free till end of June. So if you haven't downloaded, take this opportunity, because after that will be only selective, because we also have this maintenance cost. All this website maintenance is actually ongoing. So we do the best we can to offer our support, and just to help people who want to, in this spiritual journey, in the growth journey, we can help as much as we can. So thank you for connecting with me, and I hope to see you soon in my next video. Okay, so bye for now.